Hello, welcome to Notorious University. I hope that you're having a wonderful, lovely, blessed day. Get your son a drink, get your son to eat. I want y'all to really sit down and take this in because this is going to be a big one. I like to think all my lessons are big. I like to think they're all, jam-packed full of information. But this is going to be one that, you're going to be able to see in so many aspects of your life, as always, because like I always tell y'all, the things I talk about is going to relate to so many things. But with that out the way, let's get into it. Right? Be careful of your assumptions. Be careful what you assume about others, what you assume about yourself, what you assume about the environment around you, what you assume about whatever. Whether that assumption is good or bad, just be mindful of it. Just be mindful of, why do I think that about this person? Why do I think that about myself? Or why do I think that about this place? Or that social group? Or that political group? Or that religion? Or that state? Or location? Or whatever it might be. Why do I think that about that? Because when we take time to look into our assumptions, it reveals a lot. It reveals things that, we might not have addressed within ourselves, things that we might have been told growing up, things that we see on the news or whatever. Perfect example is race. Like, there's a lot of racial stereotypes. So you might see somebody and you might think something about them just because of how they look. It might be, because this person is more light-skinned, they're going to act this way. Or because this person is more dark-skinned, they're going to act this way. Or this person is Asian or white or Hispanic or Indian fun fact, people who are Indian are Asian. Not many people seem to realize that though, but back on this topic. Or because this person is a white woman living in America, she must act this way. Or because this person is a immigrant from Brazil, they must act this way. Or whatever it might be. So, here's a story on an assumption that I made about a person that was incorrect. So, it was this girl in my school. Well, she still go there, actually. And I would see her around the hallways, and I would be thinking, you know what? I'm going to go talk to her in a bit. Never did, though. Although I did talk to her at prom, and this is where the assumption was wrong. I assumed that, she didn't really have much going on for her mentally. I don't know what it was that made me think that about her. That's just what my assumption of her was. But eventually, prom comes around. A couple days ago, actually. And I see her there, and we start chatting. We have a nice little conversation. Everything cool, like, real great person, good vibes, good, chill. Everything seemed good. Eventually, later in the night, I asked for a number. She's like, as a friend. I'm like, no, I want to actually see where this goes because you got a cool head on your shoulders. That's another video I'm going to make soon. Guys, don't lie about your intentions. Just be clear. So she's like, as a friend. I'm like, no, I want to actually see where this goes. Like, I'm not trying to be a boyfriend. I just want to see where this goes. Like, whatever happens, happens. But she said, I'm really talking to somebody right now. Like, I talk to people. I say hi. I say good morning. But she said, like, no, I'm talking like somebody romantically and it's serious. I want to know it. Like, I really want to be with this person, whatever. However she said it. But the reason that I bring up this story is that had I, originally months back, however far back I was thinking about talking to her, but I didn't because I started assuming negatively about her. Had I said something back then, I probably would have had a number by now. Yeah. Certainly I would have had her number by now. We would have been chatting, everything would have been cool. Probably went on a couple of dates or whatever, and we would have seen where that went. But because I went off my negative assumption of her and only spoke to her that night when I was like, I should really say something. That is why that was down the situation. Because probably back then, it's possible that they was talking for months and months, however long. But it's possible that back then they wasn't. I would have got to know her, everything would have been cool, and we would have seen where that went. So when you're living off your assumptions, it closes you off to other people. It closes you off to business opportunities, jobs, current ideas, information, things going on. And you want to be as open to these things as possible. And I'm not saying you open yourself up to every single person you ever meet, or every single opportunity that comes your way, or every single job, or every single this or that. Because a lot of things out here are not good. They're not meant for you. You should, like, keep them away. Like, don't put that around yourself. But when you don't even allow the possibility of, oh, let me see if the person does have a good head on their shoulders, or let me see if this job is a good fit for me, or let me see if this let me think of something. Let me see if this new hobby or skill or learning opportunity is good for me. Like, if you never try new things, if you never meet new people, if you never connect or embrace new possibilities, you're gonna live in a little bubble. You're just gonna live in this little bubble. It's all this around. It's all this space. It's all this, all these people over here, all of this, all of that. But because you keep living off your assumptions, you're only living here. You're only living in here. You're living in this little bubble when we got all that. There's so many people in this world. There's so many opportunities in this world. There's so much knowledge to be learned, so much money to be made, so many experiences, so much. It's so much out here. But when we assume things about people that we have no basis of, like, if you are a person who it is known that you steal people money, it's known that you are killing everybody, murdering, doing all type of craziness, and somebody assumes that, oh, because you stole this person's money and stole that person's money, you're going to steal my money. That's a based on a fact thing. Now, if it's something like, oh, because you look this way, like because I have this kind of hair, like I have dreadlocks, sometimes people might assume a certain thing about me because of that. Because I dress this way, people assume things about me. Because I wear this necklace, because of my skin, because of so many things about me, people assume things. And if you don't have like strong enough mental health and mental fortitude to handle people assuming things about you, whether they be true assumptions or not, then you're going to slowly start to live your life trying to avoid people assuming things about you, when in reality, people are going to assume whatever they want to assume. People are going to think, oh no, I don't like him because I don't like him. I don't like him because of his hair, or I don't like him because of his teeth, or it can be as simple as I don't like him because of the way he talk or how he move or whatever. It could be so many different things. People will assume whatever they want to assume. At the end of the day, it is up to you on whether you're going to listen to them or not. And if you listen to them, their assumptions of you might be really good. Like, they might say, you know, Lawrence, I see a great future for you. I don't know what it is, but I just see something great for you. Like, I see you going big places. That's a good assumption. Like, that's a good thing to listen to. You want to hear that because that's going to motivate you, that's going to fuel you, etc. Or it could be somebody who says, Lawrence, I think you're going to end up homeless. I think you're going to have no money, no friends, no one's going to love you, this, that. If you listen to an assumption like that, then you're going to start to embody that. Like, that energy is going to start to become part of you. Because you don't have enough mental strength to keep that out of you. Like, who do you think you are? Saying I can't do that. Or saying I can't do this. Or I shouldn't believe in myself. Who are you to say that about me? And I don't mean you start snapping on them right there, like all up in their face about it. But what I'm saying is this, right? It's about what you think of yourself. Because we might assume things about ourselves because of what we've been told in our childhood. Or what this group of people says about us, or what that group of people says about us. Like, if growing up, you had parents who were really negligent, parents who didn't really show any love or affection or care for you, you might start to assume that, oh, I must not be worthy of love or affection. That's an assumption you have about yourself based on the environment. Vice versa. You grow up with parents who are loving, supportive, kind, appreciative. You're going to start to assume, oh, I must be worthy of love and appreciation and love and attention because that is what I have received. That is my environment. So we will start to assume things about ourselves based on things that are said to us, events that happen to us, opportunity we've experienced, challenges we've overcome, etc. Like me and another person, we could go up and approach the same woman. I'm assuming, oh, she about to fall in love with me because I've had experiences where that happens. Somebody else, they might be like, oh no, I don't think so. Hi, my name's Michael. And they all like head down, shoulders rolled over, curled up, like all quiet toned, because they assume that she won't appreciate them or love them or whatever it might be, or want to even talk to them or get to know them, because that might be what he's been through. Like that might have been his experiences. That's what he thinks of himself. Like he might not have enough self-love to know that, oh, this person, if they don't love me or they don't like me or they don't appreciate me or whatever, it don't matter because I love and I appreciate myself. I'm just going to leave, find somebody who does, find somebody who appreciates, somebody who respectful, etc., etc. But likewise, when you assume about yourself that you're not worthy, you're going to start to attract that kind of energy. Like that's what's going to start coming around you, because what you assume about yourself is what starts to come into your life. If I assume that I can make the greatest rap album of the decade, I'm going to go to the studio, I'm going to record something, and it might end up being the best album of the decade. It's possible. But I would not have done it if I did not have the assumption of myself that I could do it. Like if I don't think that I can do something, then I won't do it because I don't have the assumption that I'm capable. When I do have that assumption that I'm capable, when I have that self-belief, when I have that love for myself, that motivation, that determination, that discipline, that grit to get through things, that perseverance, then I will persevere. I will get through it. And when you assume things about yourself, be mindful of that, because what you tell yourself is very important. What somebody else tell you, it can be. It can be. Like, if you try to lose weight and your fitness trainer tell you to stop eating all them burgers, but you think that you can eat all them burgers but still lose the weight, that's when you want to listen to their advice, because they're an expert. Like, they're an expert in the very thing you're there for. Like, if I'm paying you for advice, I'm going to listen to that advice because I'm paying you for it. But if you're just some random person on the street and you say, ew, you fat, or you ugly, or this, you that, I'm not going to listen to that, because, like, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know what my before picture was like. Like, this is the glow up, okay? This is the glow up. This is the glow up. You don't know what the before picture was. Yeah, somebody might be fat, but that's the after picture. They might be 250, right? They might be 250 pounds. Big. But before that, they was 300, 400, 450. So they just dropped 200, 100 pounds, 50 pounds. That's the after picture. They put on some, you have to get that out the way. They put on, they dropped the weight, they looking better, they slimmer, or maybe it might be that somebody want to gain muscle. So, they might be like, oh, you look small, but they might have been a twig. They might have been a real twig. Now they a branch. They a tree stump. They got bigger, they stronger. That's the after picture. But because somebody assumed that, oh no, this person must not take care of themselves because they're big, they're overweight, they fat. When in reality, they actually take really good care of themselves, because they went from 400 to 250 over however long it took them. They went from 400 to 250. Yeah, they a little big, but they're taking good care of themselves because they on a diet, they working out, they cutting out the sodas, they not going to the bars anymore, they doing better. But because this person assumes this about you, if you let that assumption get to you and you let that tear you down, oh my gosh, your life's gonna be so difficult. Your life's gonna be so difficult. Now, vice versa, when you let your own assumptions about this person, whether it be, oh, because they dress this way, or they talk this way, or they look this way, or they, whatever it might be, you let your assumption dictate your life, oh, things gonna get hard, because you're gonna cut out so many people that could have been real good for you. You're gonna cut out so many experiences, so many new locations, so many opportunities, because you assume, oh no, that's not a good person. That's because this person has red and blue and green hair, they must be a bad person. They must be a drug addict or something. In reality, they just might be an artist, and some artists have like very creative looks, like they have very creative presentations. Or you might think, oh, because this man or this woman is attractive, they must have so many people throwing themselves at them. When in reality, that person might have like no people trying to get at him, or at least not anybody that they want. At least not anybody that they want. That's gonna be another thing I should make a video on, because a lot of people think that that a lot of girls have so many dudes chasing after them, and I mean, with all social media, if they got an Instagram, ain't plenty of people like try hopping in DM, but then again, how many of them are they actually speaking to? They might have a ton of options, but it ain't none of the ones that they want. So don't even worry about all that. When you start assuming things about people, and you start assuming things about yourself, you close yourself off to new people, and you close yourself off to people coming to you, or you close yourself off from you going to them. Because you might assume, oh, that man or that woman might not like me, or they don't think I'm handsome enough, or they don't think this, or they don't think that. When in reality, you saying, oh, they don't think this about me, unless they've shown a really strong sign of like directly that being the case, that's an assumption about yourself. Like you're projecting your own insecurity upon them, that, oh, they must think I'm ugly, or they must think I'm this, or they must think I'm that. When in reality, that person might be looking at you and like staring because they're like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty, or he's so handsome, or wow, oh, like that's what they thinking in their head. But you interpret and they look at you and you interpreted that as, oh no, they must think of this or they must think of that. When in reality, they can go, oh my gosh, look at her, look at him. I'm just, they so handsome, or they so pretty, or wow. I'm just scared to go up to them, but maybe if I keep looking, they'll come up to me, or they'll say something like, why are you looking at me so much? Or why are you like, do you like what you see? Or I hope they say something to me. That might be why they looking at you. Especially for the girl looking at you, because to be honest with you, most of these girls they really nervous, they're shy about it. That's kind of how they drop hints. They drop hints by just looking at you. So, and one person's assumption, the assumption that I have about myself, and the assumption you have about yourself, we both are going to take the exact same thing completely different. Because you might take something like them staring at you as, like I just used an example, you might take them looking at you as they must think something bad, whereas I'm thinking they must love what they see because they can't stop looking at me. Let me go over there and talk to them. And then I'll go over there and talk to them, and maybe that's the case. Maybe that's true. Or maybe they looking at me because they're like, oh, he look a little weird. However, whatever the case it is, because of my assumption about myself, I went over there and you didn't. Or I applied for that job and you didn't. Or I tried that learning opportunity or that event or that experience, whereas you didn't, because of your assumption about yourself. Your assumption of yourself is often a manifestation of either your insecurities, your confidence, your appreciation of yourself, or your hatred of yourself. There's so many other things that I can name right there, but those are really the main ones. Because when you assume good about yourself, when you assume positivity, when you assume love, when you assume abundance, you live with that mindset, you live with that energy, you live with that alignment. Whereas if you assume, oh no, this person must be this or they must be that, or I'm this or I'm that, and you're thinking negative, that's when you have situations like I said earlier with the girl who I wanted to go up and talk to, but just never really did until prom. And then the case is that maybe the best time to have done it was before that. Like, it might have been time before that when, you know, she might have seen me in the hallway and think, ooh, he looking kind of cute. But I'm gonna just look at him and not say anything because I'm scared he, you know, what if he don't like me back or something? That could have been the case. It also could have been the case he might have thought I was real weird looking. But at prom night when we was all talking, everybody was chatting, she seemed like she was, you know, really digging the vibes and all that. But that's really what I got for y'all. As always, you know, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe if you enjoy the videos. I got plenty more of them coming. I hope y'all have a wonderful, lovely, blessed day. Watch your assumption to yourself. Watch your assumptions of other people. Just be mindful of them. Just be mindful of them. Okay? Have a great day.